All right, Jeremiah Day. Hello. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 011153, State versus Jeremiah Day. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ashley Jones.
Defense.
Irene Acosta.
And are you Mr. Day?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your clients?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Day, did you review the document entitled application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Judge. The state is going to waive counts 1 and 2 and proceed on count 3 only.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in count 3, you're charged with tampering or fabrication, physical evidence with intent to impair as a 3rd-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Day, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 3. There's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This is the run concurrent with 2024 CC 737065. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. There be 40 hours of community service restitution. There be no contact with Carlicia, Karlashia Johnson. Anger management, TAP evaluation, follow recommendations, MRT, and no firearm possession. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in count 3, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers states exhibits 1 and all attachments, including states exhibit 1A.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, when we were off the record, both parties had stated to the court that they had a DVD that they wished the court to review. And the court did review that, and there was no objections to the court reviewing that before the waivers and exhibits were taken into evidence. Is that correct, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the state did have the court did have an opportunity to review the disc. All right, Mr. Day, did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachment, and so the record is clear. The only thing that the court reviewed or listened to was the DVD. The court did not review the other stipulations. Oh, just give me 2 minutes. Let me listen to one thing on this DV again. All right, just 1 second.
Sure, Judge. Did the court have an opportunity to review my timestamp that I submitted?
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, I'll need the disc.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Day is 19 years old. He would like to work as a roofer potentially soon. He does not have a GED. He does not have a high school diploma. He would like to obtain one. And he does plan on moving forward being a more functional member of society. He's very young. He's going to be living with his mother. And I believe that he has the support available to allow that to happen. But I do think that getting his GED or some type of diploma would benefit him. I don't believe that there's any other mental health diagnoses that I'm aware of. In speaking with him, aside from, I believe, ADHD, but I think getting his diploma would help.
All right. Have you ever had employment? Doing what? All right. Why are you arguing with your sister over a charger?
She started it. It was really that.
All right, I see now why the reason why they're recommending the MRT. I don't know how getting into an argument with your sister, and how old is she? She's 16, you're 19, you're getting in an argument with a 16-year-old, and this turns into a weapon and destroying a weapon. So what were you planning on doing? Were you planning on injuring your sister? Then why would you even do this? I don't understand what's wrong with young people today. You're bringing nothing to the table. You don't have your GED. Public education is free. And as I tell everybody, people come over here from other countries, don't even speak English language. And the next thing you know, that person is the valedictorian of your school or first in your class, because other people don't want to take advantage of the free opportunities that you have here. Slaves were not allowed to read or write. And they ended up sometimes, to their detriment, to their death, learning how to read and write. And here you are with free education, and you don't take advantage of it. All you're doing is hanging around with your hoodlum friends. And I'm going to say hoodlum friends, because they're not up to anything. You're not up to any good. You're at the Bexar County Jail, and I'm sure your attorney told you not to make phone calls. You're not listening. And probably if you didn't make that phone call at the jail, you probably wouldn't even be here. And don't tell me you didn't know the phone was recorded, because every time at the Bexar County Jail, and I would tell my clients too, I don't know why you get an attitude with me, because I'll give you 180 days at the state jail facility to give you a little taste of what it is. I know that every time there's a phone call made from the jail, what ends up happening is they give the defendant's name, SID number, and they tell you that this call is being recorded. But you still going forward with that nonsense, you know, trying to injure your sister who's only 16 over a phone charger that probably neither one of you paid for. Your mom is probably the only person who's working, and you all are doing stupid stuff. And now, look at you now, you're in an orange uniform, no education, with a SID number, and now you're going to be on paper, and you're going to have this felony following you around wherever you go, because you don't want to get your education, and you want to hang out with some thugs because y'all are watching video games or whatever nonsense y'all are doing, Fast and the Furious or The Godfather, and think that this is what life is about. That whole little thing that I read in the waiver, you all could have ended up getting killed running around with a gun, you and your friend. And then you know what would end up happening? Your mom would have been crying on the news asking people to do a GoFundMe. I do think he needs some jail time. He has some issues. He has attitude issues, and he has learned nothing from this entire thing. So, counsel, do you want to tell me why I shouldn't give him a taste of the state jail facility to get his attitude in check?
Your Honor, I think he's been in custody for, I believe, 90 days now. And in speaking with him, he wants to get back to work. He wants to get his education. I think that time period in the facility already, or in Bear County Jail has given him at least a taste of what it could be. And I think that in this situation, giving him the opportunity to get his education and get back on track is warranted. He's young, and I understand that he could be sentenced and go to a state jail facility, but I don't think that that would benefit him. I think that if we're looking at rehabilitation, getting his education, taking the courses that the state recommended, and doing what he needs to do while being supervised by Bear County would better serve him.
State?
Your Honor, the defendant does not have much criminal history, at least in the way of any convictions. Given his age and given his acceptance of responsibility, the state would recommend going forward with our recommendation for deferred.
Do you have any children? Please tell me you don't have any children. Well, I want you to be truthful, but I'm hoping you don't have any children because you're not ready for them. Do you have any children? Probation, what do you think about the conditions of MRT and anger management?
Judge, I think those would be good. I would also probably add the safety course.
All right, thank you. All right, the court will sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Carlicia Johnson. And you say that he would be living with his mom. Where is the 16-year-old going to be living?
That's his stepsister, Your Honor. She doesn't live at the same residence.
All right, so there'll be no contact with Carlicia Johnson. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 100 hours of community service restitution. You're either obtaining your GED or you're going to obtain some kind of trade school certificate. Do you understand? Once he does that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Anger management, firearm safety course, the MRT. The MRT is supposed to help you make decisions, correct decisions, think things through before you act. Now, with regards to the TAP evaluation, have you used any drugs in the past? No marijuana? No alcohol? All right, TAP evaluation, that can be done out of custody. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 8 months. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Anything else you need from the court? All right, this will run concurrent with 2024 CC 737065. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. You had better start making better choices. Yep, still has the attitude. I still think I should have sent him to prison as a condition.
Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, it still could happen.
Sorry.
The court's ready.
Here.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So 2 objections.
okay.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Bashan, be sure to let him know that people have been sent to prison before.
I'll talk to him.
Thank you.
Do I need to get a line for every country? MTR. 2 MTRs. Motion to set on.
Moses Rivas Martinez. All right, we're waiting for your attorney. Michael Ogden,
Present, Your Honor.
come forward. All right, so he has an active warrant. And what are you here for, counsel?
We filed a motion to set bond, Your Honor. I have conferred with the state on the amount. He has no criminal history. This
All
was.
right, let's go on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2024 CR 010120, State of Texas versus Michael Ogden. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Edelman.
defense?
Austin Hague representing Mr. Ogden.
And are you Mr. Ogden?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, you're here to set a bond, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we have filed a motion to set bond, and then we did request this hearing today. I'm present with my client, Mr. Ogden.
All right. So is there a proposed agreement or no?
There is a proposed agreement. I have conferred with the state. We've proposed $10,000 due to the lack of criminal history and the fact that there was no violence attached to this offense. They have agreed to that amount. If you want to confirm that, Mr. Edelman.
Can confirm, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ogden, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Michael Ogden?
All right, Mr. Ogden, has there ever been any mental health diagnosis with you?
No, ma'am.
All right, have you ever received any type of medication for mental health?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Has there been any type of drug use in the past?
That's marijuana.
Okay, and how long ago has that been?
Oh, that's been years ago.
When you say years ago, what do you mean by years ago?
20s?
Okay, when you were in your twenties, not the twenties.
Oh, correct.
Okay. All right. All right, any questions of your client?
Mr. Ogden, are you gainfully employed right now?
Yes,
You understand that you'll be required to come to all court dates in the future in compliance with your bond?
yes,
Okay, and you and I have arranged for you to take care of a satellite bond today,
yes,
and you understand you're gonna be escorted from here to take care of that?
yes.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, the court, based upon my review of the defendant's history and also based upon my review of what's in the current system, the court will grant your agreed order to set bond at $10,000. Ms. Ferguson, we can go off the record. Have you received any discovery in this case yet?
I have not, Your Honor. I have reviewed the file, but I have not received any other discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll recall this in December for discovery, please. All right, we'll be back on December 17th for discovery. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then they'll take you to satellite.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
You guys have to call us in order to set the bond. We won't set it until he arrives. Thank you.
Ashball.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Hagee, here you go. Don't forget to sign the reset form. please.
Oh, yeah.
I need the email at the bottom.
So plea deadline date.
Yes.
All right.
We received a plea offer yesterday. I've discussed that with my client. We're not inclined to accept that at this time, Judge. I've discussed with the state. I will have some pretrial motions that I would like to have heard prior to trial.
Okay.
I've conferred with the state and I can hopefully have those on file by the beginning of December, if that's okay, Judge. And sometime in December for a pretrial, contested pretrial motion setting.
All right. How long do y'all expect this jury trial to last?
The jury trial itself, probably a week.
I was gonna say 5 days. Yeah, 5 days.
5 days. Okay. Ms.
There's a lot, Judge.
Yeah, a lot of witnesses and officers. Yeah,
Okay.
Files like
late witnesses.
This big. So I
This
haven't
big,
seen that.
yeah.
far. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. All right. And then with regard to your motion, just get with the coordinator and whenever you want them set, we'll hear them.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
If I could just confirm. 21st. Judge, can I approach?
Yes.
Is there any way we could do the week right after that?
Okay.
After the 21st? I'm just taking my daughter to Disney World.
Oh, yes. Ms. Ferguson, can you do it on a different date?
And I'll confirm with the state on a good date for that.
The following week, maybe? But the question is, will she remember?
Probably not, but we will.
See, you're just going for yourself.
Yeah. Well, she might.
Yeah.
We'll see. Obviously, I don't want to take too many liberties. I could, but the week after, if that, because the 28th is. I mean, would the week after that work?
I'll put it in February.
Everything's going on.
Yes. Mhm.
Probably 5 days.
You put it at the end of February?
February 25th, Judge?
Yes.
We can review, well, never mind, I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay. Alrighty.
You can see if we'll get you the sign. Maybe, oh yeah, and Judge, I just talked to my client today and the state had no issue with it. My client's on GPS. He was requesting to go to his sister-in-law's house for Thanksgiving, still in San Antonio, I believe, just a few minutes away. So that's what he was requesting.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll write up the order, I'll sign it.
I will, Judge. Thank you.
Sure. Paul Smith? And Norma Tomas Lozano, his jury trial. Why is this set for jury trial? It's a CM number. For Tomas Lozano, I need to talk to you about that. I'll talk to you about that later.
Except pages, am I gonna need to write? I don't need to- we don't have to-
And Norma,
There's a reset form.
what date was Jesus Prado given for jury trial?
I know it's April 1st.
You say April 1st?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
That's right.
Yeah, I have a Paul Smith. Okay.
Oh, it's up here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Hello,
just give
Judge.
me one moment.
Yes, of course. I would be very surprised.
All right, Paul Smith?
Yes, Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
It's my understanding from Mr. McCray that Mr. Smith may be in the hospital at this time.
Yes.
I know that the system has him reflected for a court date of December 12th, Your Honor.
Yes.
I'm gonna have on my vacation starting December 11th. I've had my notice out.
Sure. When do you want it recalled?
Wanted to see, Judge, if we can do it early January as I have to meet with them and then get up to speed with the discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Smith, can you put this for trial? I mean, not for trial, I'm sorry. The week of January 27th.
Sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what date? All right, so we'll do January 27th.
Yes, ma'am. I will go ahead and notate that.
All right, thank you. No, I didn't have any docket sheets attached to it. I was looking for docket sheets. Let me see if there are any under here. Yeah, no, I never saw any. I was wondering where they were.
Okay, no worries.
All right, Thomas. Oh, I said I'll talk to you about that. Amanda Drummond. Hello.
How are you on today, Your
I'm
Honor?
doing okay. How are you doing?
So far, so good.
Better than last time.
All right, so she had entered a plea. And we're just recalling it for the TAP evaluation to see what they recommend.
That is correct.
They're asking that you be reviewed for the DDRF. Let me see if they've started that.
They
That-
started, we have a Tacoma evaluation on the 6th of January.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back. And we're gonna bring you back that first week in January to see where we are, okay? And I'm just doing this so we can make sure that we find the right placement for you so that you won't fail, okay?
uh,
Yes, sure.
Whenever I went to drug court, they said that I qualify for drug court, and she was talking about the lifetime, rehab. I don't know if that's something that maybe you have to look into, but they put me on Suboxone at the jail.
Mhm.
So it has to be somewhere where I can continue my medication,
Okay,
that allows me to be on Suboxone while I'm in treatment.
okay. All right, so what we're gonna do, we'll bring you back on January 9th, okay? So that'll be that Thursday. So you have your interview with them on January 6th.
Okay.
And then we'll know something by then, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays to you too.
Okay, thank you.
Have a lovely day.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, more. I asked your probation officer, including Arizona officers, what does TCOOMMI stand for? She said, I said, that's, I know. So when I came in, she brought this to me.
Oh, yes. Oh, that is so awesome. I like it. Texas Correctional Office on offender.
With medical or mental impairments.
Okay, awesome.
So I'll now be the only person in the courthouse besides you who knows what this bloody thing stands for. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Oh, and
Eric Cantu.
Hello, Judge.
Hi, are you all ready to proceed on the motions or no?
Yes, Judge. Motion to set bond?
All right, so you're not ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1237 and 2024 CR 1238, State versus Eric Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Harris Edelman.
Defense?
Christopher Ramos for the respondent.
And are you Eric Cantu?
yes.
All right, defense has filed motion to have bond set in each of these cause numbers. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a proposed agreement or no?
I think there's a recommendation, Judge. We're going to ask for less. We'd like permission to put on some testimony regarding his financial circumstance.
All right, and state, what are you requesting?
30,000 in each case, Your Honor.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
We were requesting 10,000 on both, Judge.
All right, now I know where we are.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you can call your witness.
Yes, with the court's permission, state would like to call Eric Cantu Sr.
All right, Eric Cantu Senior. Yes. Okay. Could you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Eric Cantu.
Eric
Eric Cantu.
Senior, junior,
Wow.
because I have Eric Cantu here.
It's technically not senior or junior.
Oh.
He's spelled with a K, I'm spelled with a C.
Ah, okay. All right, thank you. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Cantu, for the benefit of the record, can you tell us how you know the defendant?
That is my son.
And was he placed on probation on September 9th, 2024?
Yes, he was.
And while on probation for the last 49, 50 days, has he been living with you? And is he working?
No, sir.
And for the benefit of the record, was your son shot by an SAPD officer several months ago or a couple of years ago?
A couple of years.
And as a result of the shooting, has he had an opportunity or physically capability to work?
The answer is no to that.
Okay. And as a result of him being unable to work from these injuries, have you and your son taken steps to apply for SSI or any sort of governmental benefits?
We have been on the SSI list for quite some time. He's almost there as completion. So yes, we are on that list.
So he's on the verge of being approved for SSI benefits?
Correct.
And once he's received SSI benefits, he will start receiving some sort of income.
Some sort of.
And for the benefit of the record, can you describe some of the medical injuries or conditions your son suffers from as a result of the shooting that prevent him from working? And we can just narrow it on the largest physical ailments that he has.
PTSD, severe anxiety, paranoia, and of course, his physical attributes are lack of long-term physical abilities, can't breathe that well. And of course, he still has a lot of injuries that are sustained throughout his body.
Now, specifically, his lungs were injured as a result of the shooting, correct?
Correct. And then he And he had a severe infection. They had to cut him open twice to go in and scrape his lungs, which is a very delicate part of the body.
Now, specifically regarding his lungs, as a result of the injuries to his lungs, it's difficult for him to engage in physical activity as a result of these injuries.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you understand we're asking the judge for a bond,
Yes, sir, I do.
and does your son have any sort of financial means to meet this bond?
No, he doesn't.
Are you in a position to contribute a little bit to this bond amount?
I can help him.
And how much of a bond do you think you or your family members and loved ones can come up to help him meet this bond?
I mean, based on the percentage you described for bond, we're hoping to get, 10,000 between the two.
Now, in this circumstance, if he is released on bond, do you foresee him having any reason other than medical appointments to leave the residence?
He will stay at home.
Do you think you could benefit from a GPS monitor to assure the court that he's going to remain at home?
We benefited from it before. We needed it, and we'll follow that.
All right. Mr. Cantu, this prosecutor may have some questions for you, but I'm going to pass you as a witness.
Mr. Cantu, you said that your son lives with you. How long has he lived with you?
Probably since 2008.
So for the
No, since he was
past,
8 years old, I'm sorry.
since he was 8 years old. So for the past 3 months, he's lived with you continuously?
Correct.
And do you happen to have a black four-door sedan at your home?
Correct.
Does Mr. Cantu use that vehicle?
I'm sorry, what was the answer?
He's not allowed to use that vehicle.
Pardon me, Mr. Cantu. I didn't ask if he's allowed to use the vehicle. I asked if he does use the vehicle. Does he?
He has used the vehicle in the past. Yes, sir.
Has he used the vehicle since September?
No.
Did you happen to have a meeting with Mr. Cantu's supervision officer on October 17th of 2024?
The supervision officer.
Or a field officer?
For the benefit of the record, Judge, I'd like to object. It does seem to go outside the scope of the hearing in terms of assessing his bond amount.
All right, that objection will be overruled.
So I can meet with anybody.
Would it surprise you to know that Mr. Cantu's supervision officer reported that a field officer made contact with his father, which apparently is you, on that date,
On October,
October 17th of this year?
and this would be a police officer that I've met.
A supervision officer, someone from the Bear County Supervision Department.
Sir, I haven't met with him.
And so no one told you that Mr. Cantu needed to contact his supervision officer as far as you're aware?
Sir.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
All right, any further questions?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you for coming in.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions?
No, Judge.
All right.
Just
then
argument whenever.
The court will hear argument. It's your motion, you may proceed.
Yes, Judge. As the court has probably reviewed the MTR, one of the allegations includes that
I
Eric-
have not reviewed the MTR, but
Okay.
okay.
one of the allegations in the MTR, and I think it puts in the context what the prosecutor was asking, is that Eric was seen driving, and the circumstance or the context is apparently he went to report to the allegations that he went to report to the probation office. When he left the probation office, another probation officer followed him and observed him driving off in the car, and then that's the allegation in a vehicle. So that is the context in which the MTR that we're looking at right now. So I'm asking the court to be mindful of a few things in assessing the bond. One, his lack of ability to work, his lack of financial resources. He's on the verge of receiving SSI, but that has not been approved yet. So we're asking the court to be mindful that he does have ongoing medical appointments, significant injuries from the result of the shooting, and we're asking the court to be mindful that that he's having to deal with all of these circumstances. So we're asking the court if the court can keep that in mind as it assesses the bond. We're asking for a bond. I mentioned $10,000 on each case, but it sounds like the family may not be able to afford that. So we're asking for whatever the court can extend. in that circumstance. We're set for an MTR on September 10th. And we'd like to, at that point, make our proposal to the court at that time.
All right, state.
One point of clarification. Did I hear correctly that you said September 10th or December 10th?
December 10th, excuse me.
Just wanted to be sure. Your Honor, considering the relative rapidity with which Mr. Cantu is alleged to have violated the conditions of his supervision relative to when he was placed on that supervision, it does not seem that Mr. Cantu is very good at, shall we say, following rules. And considering that the bond amount on each of his previous cases was 15,000, it begs credulity to think that a bond amount less than his original amount would be appropriate given these considerations.
And Judge, if I can just respond to that very
No,
quickly.
you have the right to respond. It's your bond.
So I ask her to be mindful that the prosecutor is correct. 49 days has gone by between the day he was placed on probation to the day that the MTR was issued. 49 days. I offer the court to be mindful that he's 19 years old. He's experienced significant traumatic events. This allegation stems from him trying to go to the probation office to do the right thing and maintain his supervision with the probation officer. He was trying to do the wrong thing. I think that some of the trauma that he experienced kind of contributed to make him taking the wrong steps in doing that. I ask the court to be mindful that prior to the shooting, he has no criminal history, not even juvenile history. So yes, there is some truth to what the prosecutor is saying, but I think if you put it in a larger context, it can be explained as to the young man his first time on probation, trying to get this right, doing the best that he can, reporting to probation. He just went about it the wrong way. And we're asking the court to consider all of that as it sets its bond amount, Judge.
All right. In each cause number, the court will set your bond at $30,000. The court will order full GPS and the court will waive the fees for GPS. And this will come back on December 10th for a contested hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Are we excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Also, Alpha Judge.
Just 1 second, I'm sorry. quickly as possible so you can go through satellite. So here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. You're charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon in prohibited places. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, maybe at trial. You have a right to have an attorney appointed to you. If you can't afford one, my understanding, you have an attorney here. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you need one appointed to you, you'll have to do an interview. They'll swear you in. They will have you put in your financial information to see if you qualify. You have a right to have an examining trial, but has this case been indicted?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, so this case has already been indicted. You will have ample opportunity to speak to your attorney. If you wish to, you can speak to law enforcement. You don't have to speak to them if you don't want to. But once you start speaking to them, if you decide to speak to them, you can stop speaking to them at any time. If you wish to speak to them, you have a right to have your attorney present. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I will need you to sign here. And by signing this, you're merely stating that I've gone over these rights with you and that you understand these rights. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Usually I would go slower than reading this, but I'm trying to get you to where you need to be so you can make fun.
Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and for this one, we need a Spanish speaker. We need an interpreter, I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, what date are we bringing this back? It's scheduled for December 2nd. Why is it on the docket? All right, it's already scheduled in the system for December 2nd. All right, thank you. Yes, I have that as already set for December 2nd.
Raymond, it's set for December 2nd. Are you paying attention?
I am now.
Thank you. All right, who's here on David Wayne Johnson? Counsel, are there any applications? All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6703, State versus David Wayne Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Tony Hernandez.
And are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Counsel, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, is there an application for deferred as well as regular or no?
Deferred, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
That's just 3 years.
It's a charge. Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand your charge of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1? 1 to 4 grams, that's a state jail felony. I'm sorry, that's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred, that goes to Vajon. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently confident and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, you are.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
State you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied with deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We'd like to, yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just to let the court know, Judge, he's been in jail since early October. He has his job waiting. He works at IHOP. He's a cook there at IHOP. He still has a job available and waiting for him. He also has an apartment that he's trying to get back to before he loses it. So we're asking the court to grant his application today.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, how long have you been using?
About a year.
Okay, what made you start?
The stress.
Okay. And I'm asking you these questions because I'm trying to figure out what conditions to give you so that you can be successful on probation. All right, do you have any children, any support system?
I got a brother that live out of state.
All right.
And my girlfriend, she's at home right now, I think.
All right, would that be Miss Gray or no?
Yes, ma'am. And my job, of course, they'll support me.
All right, so is the only family you have your girlfriend and your brother? Is there no other family members?
Well, they are, but they all out of town.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, field visits 1 time per month for 6 months, $90 sober meetings in 90 days. And out of custody will be a TAP evaluation. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because Just 1 second. That popped up fine. All right, we can go off the record. If there's anything that you need, or if you see that you're about to start using, pick up the phone, call your probation officer. If you feel they're not addressing the issue, you can always come back to court. The state wants you to succeed on this probation. That's why they offer it to you. Your attorney believes that you can do it, and you believe that you can do it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yep. So the key is to stay vigilant. Make sure you do your sober support meetings. Sometimes people don't like to do them, but once you start going to them on a regular basis, then you start enjoying meeting the people, and you get to discuss whatever pressures you have without the fear that maybe somebody's going to say what you said. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Thank you. Maybe too.
Yes, they'll probably release you at midnight.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
If that early.
I don't know what she did. Would you get back?
It's only for his.
Vashon, who you say was here and I needed to take care of?
Neely, Judge.
Could I see the file on Neely? Neely? All right, Ezekiel Neely? If you'll come forward. Thank you for being patient. His attorney is on vacation, correct?
Yes, yes, Judge. I think that's what Norma said.
All right, so in this courtroom, I always expect for people to put a file up, then I'll call you as I get the file. So I never got your file because your client is on vacation. So that's not his fault. It's not anybody's fault. Sometimes things just happen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this back. And are you employed, sir? All right, so you'll be allowed to appear by video if you don't want to appear in court, okay? So your attorney will be back on December 2nd.
Thank you.
So we'll have you back on December 2nd.
Judge, is there any way we could do December 3rd?
Sure.
Only because I won't be here on the 2nd and I want to make sure that the other victim has the information to zoom in.
All right, we'll be back on December 3rd. Okay? Ms. Ferguson, if you can give him a reset form, and it'll be by Zoom if you can't make it in person.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Because you can't read my writing because it's so messed up. It's out of custody tab. I know my writing is not what it used to be, and believe it or not, I would get A's in handwriting. Not anymore. Trevor Morse.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, today is plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor, we've been tendered an offer by the state. My client has rejected said offer, requesting a jury trial in this matter.
All right, how long do y'all expect this jury trial to last?
I would
And is
say
everything going to be tried together, or is it out of the same occurrence?
they're different occurrences, Judge. It's our understanding the aggravated robbery and aggravated kidnapping are the same alleged offense state. The unauthorized use of motor vehicle and unlawful carrying a weapon by a person with a felony conviction, as alleged to have occurred the day after. There's been no motion to consolidate by the state judge. We would ask that the aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping occur in advance, because of the
That you're
timeline.
asking that those two be tried together?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So how long do y'all expect this trial?
I imagine 2-3 days at most, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, Criminal Trial Division need a 2-day trial. And the cases that will be tried together is the 3858 and 3859. Although someone will need to file a motion to consolidate. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, January 21st will be your jury trial date.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Maybe excused.
Yes, thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Until he goes down there. Don't forget that. Don't ever put problems. But sometimes they wander the other way.
Going down there right now.
Okay. Just tell him to call me on my cell phone, to call me, to call Lotto here.
I'm sorry. Have a blessed day, Judge.
All right, thank you, you too.
Does he have an email address?
Everyone's perfect. I have paperwork here. You guys are gonna write that bottom out.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
I have a couple of dismissals.
Okay, how's it going?
Going well, Judge, yourself?
Cannot complain.
So one's multi-count, one's a TIC, and one's a rejection.
Okay.
You been having a good day now?
Oh, yes.
Ready for Thanksgiving?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, us either.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you, ma'am. You too.
Sorry.
All right, the gentleman who was in the back with the dress shirt on, where did he go?
Yes.
All right, Tomas Lozano. Ah, thank you. I just need to put it in assist. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
Tomas Lozano. They have him down as a jury trial, but it's not indicted. Has this case been indicted? I don't think it has been.
First violation report. Are you kidding? It's different in the I.
For some reason, it has May 1st, but that's not. I'm sorry, April 1st, but that's not true.
What?
pull it. I'm going through all the files that I have now. Anthony Harris. All right, come down. All right, so there was an issue with you previously. Your attorney was here, but there was an issue with the being transported from the jail. All right, Norma. His attorney,
Anthony Cantrell, if I remember correctly, Your Honor.
yes, thank you. So on this one, Norma, let's recall it. And what date do you want to recall this for?
Your Honor, on Mr. Harris's case, I was gonna file a motion to dismiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, your attorney is doing great work for you and he's not even here. Oh. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, so here's the thing. Do you want to represent yourself? You can say that you got your own dismissal.
I got my own dismissal.
Okay. All right, so you'll be released probably at 1 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing.
Okay.
Stay out of trouble. Don't come back, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And by the way, I do love Rick and Morty.
I love them too.
Okay, all right, good luck
I
to
would
you.
normally give this to Mr. Cantrell, but I want that. It's a copy. Thanks, Phil.
Thanksgiving.
All
Happy
right.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
You're welcome. See, it's good we were able to get you over. All right, Janet Silva. On this case, we were trying to figure out what happened with the mental health court.
I have it right here, Judge. Give me
Thank
1
you.
second. I'm gonna forward it to you. I just sent it to you right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna forward you a message from Mr. Bettis as well.
Okay.
Sure, gone.
Okay, I'm waiting for it to come through. All right, it still hasn't come through, Norma.
Let me see if I can try to put it out.
Okay.
The bond release.
All right. So on this case, we're gonna have her evaluated. Oops, confidence. All right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna have to have you evaluated for competency.
How's that, like at the hospital?
No, what will end up happening is someone will come to speak to you at the jail.
Okay.
Yes, so they'll come speak to you and then we'll be able to determine whether or not you still wish to go forward with the plea.
I went on probation, that's what the we had told me, Mayor was reading and some,
All right,
and
so-
they was working.
okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
have her brought back for December 2nd. Is that possible? All right, so we're gonna bring you back on December 2nd. Your attorney should be here as well. And then he can let the court know whether or not he wants to have a competency evaluation file. The only reason why I suggested that to you is because of the information mental health court sent to the court, okay? So we'll bring you back on December 2nd, all right? All right, thank you so much for understanding.
Thank you,
You're
John.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Send over the referral.
No, not yet. We're gonna see, once the defense attorney speaks to her, if he thinks there should be an evaluation, we'll do it then. I don't want to interfere with his representation of her. Jeffrey Alameda. Jeffrey Alameda.
Judge, if he's actually in the probation hearing,
All right, I'll take that up.
so she's on page, or yeah, he's on page 1.
Clinton Camacho.
Give me 1 second.
Judge, that's a compliance thing, well, but. Can I get back to you?
Yes, you can. All right, and then Eric Gonzalez Lopez. I need a jury trial date on that case.
Judge, that's going on television, right?
Yes,
That's sometime in March.
yes.
March 18th.
All right, March 18th.
Can you complete your own in March?
Hmm?
Can you complete your own, like, say, tomorrow?
I cannot believe we're about to say 2025. And then what date do you want to put, Mr. Marino Vasquez? Are they the same? Are they co-defendants?
No, that's the other co-defendant that fled. This is David Garcia's client.
Okay.
I can bring him back. in a second. I can do December 2nd, be able to bring him back December 2nd.
All right, let's do December 2nd. That'll be the final plea deadline date. All right. You're welcome. All right, so the cases I have left are Alameda, Camacho, Miles Fenton.
Maya, get that one to. David.
Yes. I have Martinez, Moses Martinez.
That's supposed to be a plea, Judge.
All right.
And Fernando is coming. What is it, Fernando's?
I have Robert Ortiz. I have Paul David Marceau, and I have Thomas Lozano. Who do you have? All right. So is Robert Ortiz a plea or no?
Not as a plea.
Okay, let's take that up. Deputy Laura, can you make an announcement in the hallway?
Robert Ortiz?
Yes.
May I join Your Honor?
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0099791 State versus Robert Ortiz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
David Rodriguez for Robert Ortiz.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 3:13 p.m. The defendant did not make an appearance today. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no one in the hallway.
All right, this case was originally set on November 18, 2024, and the defendant did not appear at that time either. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, Your Honor.
State?
Your Honor, is this a personal bond or commercial bond?
Let me see. PR.
State requests court issue a bench warrant.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant and remand your client without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Sure. I'm not on the docket. I'm here for Mr. Mosso. I know you'll remember last week we appeared and he had a violation report.
Mhm.
And you amended his bond conditions to include GPS. You very graciously stated that he didn't have to go to jail for that.
Yes.
And so he went to pre-trial and had it installed. And I believe that you said, my recollection is that you were going to waive the fees.
Yes.
Pre-trial.
Well, no, what I said was, I can waive fees and I can say I'm going to waive fees, but the only way he can obtain a fee waiver is he get it from the Bexar County Jail.
That's correct. So Judge, you helped him out. And of course, he's representing that to his pre-trial and they don't believe him. So I've prepared an order. I don't know. To be honest with you. Oh, I do actually do know. I can find out on my phone.
All right, I can see it's Frank Palacios. I'll send an email.
I mean, they're not, I said, that's what the court had said. Judge, I prepared an order if you prefer, whatever the court prefers, Judge. Because I know there's no file anymore. I thought maybe we could get a photograph of the file for this person and that would suffice, but.
There you
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate
are.
it.
Awesome.
May I have the excuse?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. That's it. Real quick, so I can send it to you. You can send it to your pre-trial. Okay. Give you two.
We're not done.
Well, it may, why judge we're done?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Motion, Jeff?
Sure.
I have a sealed motion for your consideration.
There you are.
Thank
If
you,
you need
Judge.
more, just come back. Yes.
this hearing because of diabetes or something?
I just
I'm
haven't met.
not
with
sure.
him
He
yet.
said he's
Sorry.
never met him.
I don't know how this works, but I think that the smartest thing.
No. My question, I want everybody to listen to my questions. My understanding is that you said you've never met your attorney. Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't met with my attorney except for yesterday. A guy came here and said that he was my attorney, but I caught this charge June 24th.
No, I'm not talking about the charge.
Okay, excuse me.
The only thing I want to know is, have you met with your attorney? And I asked you if you met with your attorney. You told me you never met him.
Yeah, I never got any proper paperwork from my attorney's information. I never was properly addressed by my attorney not once. That's why I'm so confused on it.
Ms. Fenton, you did tell me a few minutes ago that you talked to your attorney this morning, right?
On the phone, yeah, who was told that was told that was my attorney, yes.
All right, so why would I ask if you talked to your attorney? You told me no. Let's have a seat. Norman, do me a favor. Can you have Matt come down? All right, just have a seat.
You want me to take it off?
Just have Matt come down and you're gonna see what's going on here.
David's on the system already, but I'll take it off.
All right, Moses Martinez. Oh, where did your attorney go? Oh, here, okay. All righty. All right. Are there any applications?
No.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 008427 State versus Moses Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edelman.
Defense?
For non-treating for the accused.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I have,
Did you review it with your client?
I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, although there is one slight potential problem on State's Exhibit 1 in the offense report. This gentleman is listed as Lorenzo Rivas Martinez. As far as I am able to discern, Lorenzo Rivas Martinez and Moses Martinez are the same person. And I would request defense to stipulate to that.
We do.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I'm sadly, Plea,
No, that's either yes or no.
no. I mean, yes.
All right. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's restitution of $2,000 to Desiree Ruth, DESIREE Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
That is clear, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
Any
No
objections? All right, then state, do you wish to question the witness with regards to state's exhibits 1 and attachments as it relates to his name?
Mr. Martinez, in the offense report generated by the officer who investigated and arrested you, he identified you as Lorenzo Rivas Martinez.
Yes.
Is that an alias
That
of
is my
some sort?
brother's name.
Your brother's name?
He passed away.
So the person identified by that officer in that offense report is in fact you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I would like to set this for, the only reason I asked for that is he needs to move his stuff out of his apartment before he goes to jail. If he gets a PSI done, then maybe he'll have time to do that.
Your Honor, I just want to spend more time with my family. So,
No, here's the issue. And the reason why the court doesn't want to do that is because this really isn't a DWI third, because you've been to prison before for DWI
Oh, he
third.
has.
I've never been.
There's well, he's been on a felony probation for DWI the third, for DWI. It's 2007 CR 9965.
Mary Ramon dropped that. It was the same court, Your Honor.
Maryland.
Mary
No,
Ramon.
no, even the state looked, there was no prison time.
Your Honor, as far as I am able to discern, Mr. Martinez has never been incarcerated in the penitentiary.
Correct.
Well, what I have before me, whether he went to prison or not, I have him as having a previous DWI that was a felony, and it's 2007 CR 9965.
Miramont just dropped the 4 years probation I have because someone lied about me. Somebody accused me of me pulling a knife. I've never used knives in my life. Took martial arts, Your Honor.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, he has a felony conviction for DWI third. Am I wrong in that?
No, the conviction's there, but,
Okay, so I don't,
but you asked if he went to prison, which,
okay,
Your Honor.
hasn't been to prison. All right, so
Right.
the reason why I do not feel comfortable with him being on bond for this is because in the stipulations, one, he's using his brother's name by his own testimony. That's why,
Your Honor, that was when I was like 18, 19 years old. It's been a long time, and I told them to take that name off, but they never take it off. I've never ever really said that. You know, only when I was young, it was like 21 or 19 years old.
all right, I'm not gonna allow him to be on bond for,
And I'm being compliant with all the conditions. You have stated me, I go to AA, I go to pre-trial, I go to healthcare services. I've been doing everything. And I've come up clean, I blow in that monitor 3 times a day. And I'm just at home, I'll go to AA and that's all I do. I'm in there with my little dog, I told you, Tina.
and he already has over 5 months waiting to get out and stuff, Judge. That's why he wants to be able to move his stuff out. So he's got a lot of credit towards it already. He just needs to go in, and basically, parole out.
state.
Penitentiary isn't going anywhere anytime soon, Your Honor.
But my concern is for the community.
And I have my family there, Your Honor. So
You know, I understand. I see your family. But my concern is that this involved an accident. And there's restitution of $2,000. He's just pled guilty to it. So does anybody want to address that issue?
The issue that he just.
That, I mean, that he's pled to a DWI third.
Correct.
There was an accident.
Correct.
And now he's pleading guilty. And there's a prison sentence. So does anybody want to address the court's concerns for public safety?
Well, the fact that he on his own has addressed his issue and accepted responsibility for it and has been going to how many?
Well, AA
AA meetings.
I got about 90 already.
He's already got,
Where's the documentation?
that's what he was reaching for. He wants to do better. Your attorney, sir. Here. Thank you. This is.
So go to.
Yeah, here you go, Judge. He's been proactive so far, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry, State, have you had a chance to view these?
I have not, Your Honor.
Oh, he's coming around this way. Thank you.
Your Honor, I also have a sponsor in AA. His name is Kevin Valdez. I even got the Alcoholic Anonymous book and been reading them. I'm taking full responsibility and I'm complying with everything the court has ordered me.
Okay.
Now I have 17 grandchildren now. Just want to be fine for a while.
But can you name them all and give their date of birth?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, memory.
I have 14 great ones too.
But can you name them all and give their date of birth? Okay.
There's some signatures on the back as well.
Okay, what is this a picture of?
His neighbor attacked his dog and.
My
broke
neighbor
his
killed my
window.
dog. That's why I was going to my sister that night of the incident.
Mhm.
And then
No, that was not the same day,
it was, and this is my little dog, so
but his
when I
neighbor's
played
been,
Tina.
Mhm.
his neighbor's been arrested for burglarizing his house and hitting him with the pipe and. Yeah. But that occurred at another time than the DWL.
All right.
So
State, do you have any objection to allowing him to continue on bond for PSI?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right. Probation, what's the earliest to expedite this?
Yes, I judge.
Mhm. I would like it before the holidays, before Christmas.
Judge. I try to have it done by the 19th.
Okay.
I need the situation, the office report like today.
Okay. All right, so we'll be back on December 19th.
December 19th it is, and if they're not ready, we will.
Oh, they'll be ready.
Okay.
And please include a CHAP evaluation in that. All right, is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor. I appreciate you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're
Nothing
welcome.
further, Your Honor.
And thank you for your patience
From
and for
this-
dressing appropriately.
From the
Thank you,
state,
yes.
only an admonishment to Mr. Martinez not to go anywhere.
Yep, Mr. Martinez, don't go anywhere. Don't mess up.
Oh,
Feel
no,
free.
no.
Okay.
Now, you might want
Appreciate
to
it,
also
Judge.
tell them that you've already found him guilty, but if you do not show up, then she can change the sentence.
Take full responsibility.
All right. Okay.
All right, thank you. Continue doing what you're doing.
Say goodbye.
Moses Martinez, December 17th. right?
December 19th.
You see, I thought he had memory problems.
Judge Mack is here.
All right, hi, just give me one moment, please.
That's at 9 a.m. Okay, December the 19th. Somebody want to help him write it down? Like this.
I have a reset for him. He needs to sign.
Oh, you need to sign the reset. All right.
All right, and that is it for us until December, I know. So that is it. Oh. All right, so that will be it for us until December 2nd. That's when we'll be back. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving.